Are you finding it really hard to get over someone? Maybe there's a little bit of a obsession over someone and it's just not a mutual feeling in whatever scenario. Well, today I'm going to talk about this in today's episode and some tips for working through this. Thank you for being here and appreciate you listening today. So, I've had some real challenges in the past with getting over someone, getting over a girl, and challenges of that. I want to be really open and honest. Feelings like anxiety and thinking about it for months and months and months in my past, and not necessarily. I'm not being. I know some people do like try and constantly like message and stuff like that. I've not been on that with the constant messages or anything, but I've been in the constant thoughts and the constant struggles to get over someone. And it's definitely, in my experience, one of the challenging areas, like dating, intimate relationships, because it brings up the fears of not being enough when there's any rejection. And if you're associating your worth and how good you feel about you, depending on how another person's treating you, and they suddenly go away, well, it makes sense why people do get obsessed with other people. And it makes sense why I've had many times in my life being just like thinking about someone, being really sad, really anxious, like, oh, I should have done this better, done that. And for me, one of my biggest fears in the world, just from childhood, is my number one fear, is the fear of abandonment. I know I'm not alone in the world with that. There's no pun intended on that, but yeah, with abandonment from like a young age, it was just something I terrified just from experiences from a young age. You know, I had loving parents, or just a couple of things, losing people that caused the abandonment. I got lost as a kid a little bit, and that caused a lot of abandonment. And therefore, when I felt like someone left me and I got close to her, like that really trigger up feelings. Now, if I didn't know her so well, it wouldn't be as severe. It'd be like, oh, I went on a couple of dates and I thought it might go somewhere. Oh well, that kind of thing. I wasn't too bad, even though I'd feel a little bit hurt if I liked her. But like if I got closer to someone and it was like a no, I would feel like intense abandonments. I've certainly been there, and I just want to create this honest, open episode because I know lots of people struggle in this area, to really work through like these fears of like not feeling enough, not feeling lovable, thinking about someone, completely associating your worth to someone. Maybe you can relate. So when we have this fear of rejection, where it's often that we haven't trained ourselves enough, I've discovered, to love ourselves. And it's always an ongoing process. You don't just work on your self-love for like 3 months after the hardest year of your life and then stop doing your self-love work. No, it's an ongoing practice. It's like healthy eating and exercise. It's an ongoing thing. It never stops. And when I've taken my foot off the gas, which I have, even when I really ramped up my self-esteem and confidence, when I stopped working on it as much, I could tell. I could really tell the differences of things that come up. So in my view, always working yourself is key. But I really want to go into some tips that you can use that I think are going to be really beneficial for you in terms of moving forward through some of these fears. So how's it serving you by having your thoughts about someone that's just not mutually interested and it's going through again and again and it's not worked out and you're trying to figure out what you did wrong? Well, if you're anything like me, it didn't help. So let's dive in. The first one is an interesting one. So I'm going to explain what I mean by it. Is my tip that's helped me. Become obsessed with yourself in a good way. Be very careful about you say that. I'm not saying that you become narcissistic. I'm not saying you don't care about anyone, but become obsessed with loving yourself, with caring for yourself first. Like if you were trying to please another person for approval, think about pleasing yourself because you have your own approval at any moment you choose. So become so obsessed with loving yourself and treating yourself in the way. If you've loved another person, love yourself in that way. Really, really train yourself. My second point to really work through this, I found, is think about others. Think about a cause bigger than you, not about the other person that you're having lots of thoughts about, that you're finding out how to let go, but think about a bigger cause of helping other people, because often we can be so caught in our own thoughts, our own heads. And I know when I've gone out and started like sharing my message in things like my men's mental health journey and just help people get their voices out there, or help like as part of a team, even when I'm in the toughest times, it's not going to be like suddenly all my feelings are gone, but I certainly feel a lot better because I know I'm part of a big cause. I feel purposeful, and it always feels good to help other people. I'm not talking about helping other people to exhaust yourself. I'm talking about helping other people to get a sense of achievement and fulfillment. So think about small acts you could do there. I had a coach I work with, and he is his story as well, Nick. Not my accountability partner, but I had a coach called Nick as well. And he was in the darkest place of his life, had all this traumatic things that went on, in his personal life. And he started going out and helping someone, and that started to transform his life. And he turned around, now he's like a top class coach, helping men in men's work. So think about helping other people. Now, my next point is going to be this. Move it through the body and mind every single day. Often as human beings, we trap a lot of these emotions and push them down. Particularly, I've noticed with guys and myself in my own life. We're like, right, I'm just going to push that feeling away, get on, work hard. Right, whilst I agree that there needs to be a level of work in our life, and I love working, I do a lot of work. I don't see it as work, I see it as just things I'm assigned, like I need to do, I want to do. But when you start dismissing all the things stored in your body, they just build up and up and up, and then it's going to cause more anxious and intrusive thoughts. So allow yourself to shake it out, allow yourself to cry once in a while. You don't even have to cry, just shaking the body, allowing it to move how it wants to move. Shake, dance. Breath work is a really, really key one. Deep breath work is really going to guide you to release what your body needs to release. That's when you really connect to the body. And also in the mind, getting down on pen and paper, just things in your mind. So doing the combination of the mind and the body stuff, shaking it out and writing it out, is really going to allow you to get rid of some of those undesired feelings that are stacking up in the body as well. And as human beings, we're meant to feel. We're human beings. We're not human doings all the time. Okay, now my fourth point is put external factors in place to support you as much as possible. Set yourself up to win. Make sure you've got like a tidy home, which has always been a challenge of mine. Make sure you maybe delete certain things on your phone that remind you of the person. Maybe you don't listen to certain songs that remind you of them for a bit. All right. Set yourself up to win. If there's anything that makes you feel worse, creates more intrusive thoughts, get rid of it, remove it from your phone, remove it from your life. Because there are lots of anchors that can really make us feel a certain way, so become aware of them. And then my final point is get someone in your corner to support you. Don't do it alone. If you're really stuck thinking about someone, talking to someone you can trust and unload on is really, really beneficial. And trust me on that. When there are some people who aren't so good, but if you can talk to someone else, it can really, really, really be beneficial, I found. So that's what I've got for you today. I appreciate you for being here with me. Again, what we've been talking about is getting over someone. It's not like a quick switch that you're going to click. It's a process, I found. But some of the points that I found really helpful that have worked for me, becoming obsessed with loving myself and looking out for myself, because it's often a lack of self-love that we look for it in others. And then thinking about a bigger cause, feeling more purposeful, doing some purposeful work. The third one, moving it through the mind and body. And then we talked about external factors, making sure you don't have like too many triggers, too many anchors that remind you of the person that you're thinking about, like whether that's social media or whether it's certain music. And then the final one is get someone in your corner to support you as well, that you can talk to and unload to. You know, not all the time, but just someone there as a support mechanism. So thank you for joining me once again. And remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.